Andrew, in the book you talk about the importance of an intellectual asset management system. Can you talk about that and why it's important?
Absolutely. You know, it's kind of ironic. You have, in companies that manufacture widgets, it would be unheard of, it would be sacrilegious to tell people that you didn't have a system in place for managing the inventory of widgets. How many you sell, how many you make, what margin you're making on them, how are people collaborating to improve the widget. And yet in companies driven by intangible assets, there's not a parallel intellectual asset inventory development and management system. As mentioned, so many of today's companies are driven by intangible assets and their value. To not manage these assets in the same way that you manage physical assets is really diluting shareholder value. It's very important to develop a system, a process, a protocol for creating these intangible assets, for collaborating around the intangible assets, for making sure that they're managed properly and that they don't essentially go stale in the warehouse from a timing perspective, not only in their development and their harvesting and their warehousing, but also have strategies for harvesting these assets. I've spoken at conferences around the world on this topic, and I asked business leaders, how many of you have a chief executive in charge of the management and harvesting of intangible assets? It is pitiful how few hands go up. And even when the hands go up, and I asked them a follow-up question, do you have an intellectual asset management system in place? The number that say yes are minuscule. Then when I ask a follow-up question as to whether the intellectual asset management system is working, almost no hands go up. Come on, we can do better. These are the assets that are the principal growth drivers of today's economy. We need to manage them more effectively and certainly manage them as dynamically as you would manage your widgets.